Anticipated matchup between the Oakland Raiders and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Super Bowl 37.
We're world champs, baby.
They couldn't catch another shit. Cannons like the notice, so it's time to flip the script. Cruising through the bay on that Buccaneer battleship, sold up, screaming out, so buck what you heard. So buck what you heard. So buck what you heard. So buck what you heard.
All right, welcome back to Buck What You Heard. My name is Gene. You can reach me at Buck What You Heard. I'm excited. You know what? This is just like Christmas right now. You thought the draft was exciting. This is exciting right here. We're figuring it out. We're finding out where we're going to go. Everybody getting your PTO time in and that kind of thing. I am joined by my special guest, Evan, the editor, Winter from Bucks Report. How you doing, my friend?
What's up, Gene? I'm doing good, man. Any day we can get a step closer to NFL football. Like you said, it's Christmas, man. So happy to be here, and thanks for having me.
Yeah, this is exciting. I mean, when you've looked, we've got a chance to look to the schedule. We know who we're going to play, but now everything's kind of falling into place when these games are going to happen. And if you know anything about Buck What You Heard, you know me, you watch my shows. I hate Thursday night football, but you know what? I am actually excited about Thursday night football. Trust me when I tell you that. What about you?
Dude, of course. I mean, it's just so reminiscent of 2003. Now, obviously, that was on Monday night. That wasn't on a Thursday night. But regardless, the primetime game, all of the eyes are going to be on the Bucks as they open the season. And guess what? I mean, I don't have to tell you guess what because you already know. The Bucks are playing at home. They're not playing on the road this year. Granted, I would have much rather have seen the Buffalo Bills as opposed to the Dallas Cowboys. But, dude, either way, I'm not complaining because this game is about Tampa Bay. That is the beauty.
I would have rather seen the New Orleans Saints personally. I mean, I'm good with Dallas because I hate Dallas. I want to see Tampa slap them around, and I'm hoping that's what happens this year.
It should. I mean, based off, if you just look at it on paper, there's too many questions. I mean, don't get me wrong. Dan Quinn is an excellent defensive coordinator. That's how he became a head coach in the NFL. The defense should be better, but regardless, either way, like I said, the beauty about this game, though, is it's all about Tampa Bay. They're going to be raising the banners. They're going to be doing all the ceremonies. So I just can't wait to see how it all unfolds. It's exciting times, man, for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, the biggest thing for me is what the Bucks have been able to accomplish in the offseason, and they need to put all that together and let's see what they can do.
And you can argue that they did that during the postseason, and now it's time to continue again, 20-0, baby. Not trying to jinx anything, but, I mean, dude, like I've said since they won the Super Bowl that if they do everything they need to do in free agency and then they get the right guys in the draft, which they've done in both regards, then you could easily and objectively associate the word unstoppable and undefeated, the words unstoppable and undefeated with this team in a realistic sense, because based off of what they did over the last we should really say 6.5 weeks, or hold on, let me make sure my math here is straight. Yeah, the last 6.5 weeks of the season, because they didn't really come to life till halftime of the first Atlanta game. But you take what they did, and if you extrapolate that over a 20-game season, assuming they get the number one seed and get the first round bye, I mean, dude, the sky is literally the limit with this team, and it's going to be so much fun to watch. I can't wait to see what happens.
Absolutely, and to me, the only thing stopping the Bucks is the Bucks. The only thing I look down the schedule. I look up and down the schedule. The Buffalo Bills game, I'm super intrigued by, but to start out the season with the Dallas Cowboys, and I tweeted this out earlier today. When Jerry Jones loses, we all win. I don't care who it is, what team you are in the NFL. Everybody wins when Jerry Jones loses. So, I mean, that's just kind of how I look at this game. I'm excited because you've got a re-energized Dak Prescott who's coming back off of a catastrophic injury, and he's got a lot to prove. Zeke Elliott, here's another guy that, he stole a whole bunch of money, and he hasn't proved his worth, to be honest, since he got that big contract. And, the Bucks historically have had players like that too. But I digress. But he's got a lot to prove this year. So this is going to be a good game, opening up against the Super Bowl champions, and it's going to be exciting to see what happens.
Man, one thing, and this is obviously just based off of what we've been able to collect and everything so far, and kudos and shout out to Greg Almond from The Athletic.
Oh, yeah, that's the guy.
Right, yeah. So he's compiled a list of updated Bucks games now reported so far for 2021. And, dude, if you look, depending on either what happens in week 2 or week 5, obviously they're going to play somebody in week 2. Maybe they'll have a bye in week 5. Looking at what we know right now, listen to this. Week 1 versus Cowboys. Week 3 at Rams. Week 4 at Patriots. Week 6 at Eagles. Dude, I would almost rather have the bye week at week 5 in that point, because that's 3 straight road games. You're talking about going East Coast and Tampa, West Coast to Los Angeles, back to East Coast and Tampa, back up to the Patriots, back to Tampa, and then back to the Eagles. I mean, that's a tough stretch, man.
I think the biggest part of that, I think the probably the biggest game, the biggest obstacle, I guess you would say, would be the Rams game, which, by the way, I will be in Los Angeles for that Rams game.
Dude, I'm going to try so hard to get credentials, so we need to definitely hook up for sure, man, if we're both out there. That's going to be an awesome road game.
I want to take a moment to shout out the Buckaholics, because when there are games in Los Angeles, when there are games in California, period, the Buckaholics show up and show out. You would think that it's a home game, how loud and rowdy they get. I mean, I have to include Las Vegas in that too, but I want to shout those guys out. Hey, we've got real Bucks talk in the house.
What up, RBT?
Yeah, I can't wait to see what Michael Pless has to say tonight. That's my guy right there. And, always a pleasure to have you on, with us. I'm going to go through some of the chat here. Frank G got his shirt. That's what's up, man. Smack Apparel, baby. You got to send me a picture of that shirt so I can get it out on Twitter. Again, Smack Apparel, I want to shout them out, as well as Bucks Report. Everything that Bucks Report has done for Buck What You Heard over the year, it's been greatly appreciated. But I kind of want to get back to some of the games. And I don't know, do you have the list in front of you? I don't have the list up. And you said Greg Almond has been
yeah. So are you talking about the list for the Bucks games?
Yeah.
So if you go to Greg's tweets, and it's about 2 hours ago. But yeah, I've got to pull it up in front of me. So like I said, week 1 Cowboys, week 3 Rams, week 4 at Patriots, week 6 at Eagles, week 7 versus the Bears. Then you got at New Orleans, week 8. Don't know about week 9.
The Bears are that bad penny you just can't get rid of. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
how many more times we got to play these guys?
If they lose to Matt Nagy again, or Matt Nagy, I always get his last name confused. But regardless, if they lose to him again, oh my God, I'm going to be outside myself.
And I just can't rationalize it. I went back and watched that game. The Bucks should have won that game going away.
Oh, for sure, man. I mean, 11 penalties, 135 yards. And by the way, I see it's actually Mark down there with RBT. That's why I never know if it's Michael or Mark. So I'm always like, oh, I just address them all as RBT. But anyway, but either way, yeah, dude. I mean, and then you remember the beatdown in 2018 where Mitch Trubisky had the game of his absolute
Jesus
life.
Christ, that's how got his contract. You know what? He should have sent half that contract to Tampa, because we're the reason he got that
Dirk Cutter. At least maybe they could have bought him out or something.
Yeah. I wonder if he secretly related to Mike Smith or something.
Probably so. But then, I mean, dude, week 10 at Washington, they're going to be pissed from the playoff game last year. I mean, you could argue that there were several opportunities for them to win that game. Week 11 versus the Giants, they had the Bucks on the ropes.
Yeah, they did.
We don't know what's happening in 12 and 13, but week 14 is the Bills. And, dude, I mean, that game to start out the last 5 games of the season, that's tough, man. But thankfully, Brady is like 32-3 against Buffalo. And speaking of Greg Almond, he tweeted out earlier today, I think Brady's December winning percentage is 80% or something just ridiculous. So we got that working for us.
Yeah, exactly, man. And this is just, again, the game with Tua. I have not gotten to see Tua in Miami. I'm going to have some really special guests this year for the for Buck What You Heard that are going to be able to come on and talk about their respective teams. So look forward to that. It's going to be fun. Bud Cannibalist is talking about Joe Tryon time. There we go. I'm good with that, man. I'm excited to see what these rookies are going to do. I'm glad that we have a camp. You're not limited on what you can do. And this is really going to be a true reflection on coaching. And you know what? I want to ask you a question. As you've been kind of following the whole NFL, are there any other teams that are mimicking the Bucks with the large number of coaches that they have on their staff when they're during camp?
Not off the top of my head, no. One team that I'm really close with outside Tampa Bay, obviously, if people have followed me before or watching me before, is the Tennessee Titans. And Mike Vrabel doesn't have a really big coaching staff. He doesn't do the 2 separate practice fields. I mean, granted, for offense and defense, yes, but Bruce Arians does it for multiple different aspects. I mean, he does defensive line, one group, so on and so forth. But yeah, right off the top of my head, no, man. I'm not.
And what's interesting is he's been able to identify players that we didn't as fans. We're looking at the roster and we're like, oh, I don't know about this guy. I don't know about this guy. But when you have an expanded coaching staff like that, you can identify players that will fit in your scheme and they're able to come in and help you out. Like, who saw Stinnie? I had no idea that Stinnie could come in and do what he did. And I know a lot of people are like, well, it's only a sample size, but it's a sample size at the right time.
Right. I mean, dude, he's going against elite defensive lines and elite defenses.
This wasn't a scrub team like the Atlanta Falcons or, some of the other teams that we had faced that are suspect. This was a legit team that, he came in and he held his own.
Yeah, man. I mean, he went against one of the best defensive linemen in the league in Kenny Clark. Now, granted, Kenny Clark did get 1 sack on him, but still, outside of that play, he played very well against him. He played very well against David Onyemata and Sheldon Rankins, who are 2 very, very underrated defensive linemen in this league. And then he held his own against Chris Jones. Chris Jones plays 3-tech, and a lot of people think he's a defensive end for whatever stupid reason, but he played extremely well against Chris Jones, did not allow a sack. So, I mean, dude, he played very well. And just like you said, it became even more emphasized because it was in the playoffs against elite talent. So,
exactly.
I mean, dude, yeah, I'll be granted, I'll be honest, I did not know what he had in store for us in terms of production, in terms of protection. So, pleasantly surprised on my end. And yeah, it alludes perfectly to your point that this staff, I mean, overall, man, Jason Light and this staff right now, they're in a groove. They're on fire. So everything they're doing right now, I'm along for the ride. I think it's going to play out. There's no reason to think otherwise.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I feel about it too. This is a very special staff, and I think that you're going to see some coaches come out of this pool of coaches that you see here in the future.
Not too soon though. Hopefully, they'll stick around as long as Brady.
I totally agree with what you're saying, but I look at the level of talent here, and I look at the diversity of this coaching staff, and this is what makes it exciting right here. So for you, I mean, I hate Dallas. You already know I hate Dallas. And Ruth the Truth, I'm sorry, Ruth the Truth. I hate your team. You already know this, and we can be friends after this game. But for right now, the way everything is shaping up, what is that game that you're looking forward to? For me, it is the Rams. I think the Rams is the benchmark for one of the benchmarks for Tampa to see where they are when they face this team.
The Rams, that game is certainly at the top of the list. But, I mean, right now, man, and I wish they would have put this at the end of the year instead of the beginning. But regardless, the Patriots, it's got to be Tom Brady going back to New England. Now, I know New England didn't make the playoffs last year. They had a losing record, all that stuff. However, that defense is still legit. We saw what John Gruden did to Rich Gannon in the Super Bowl. You don't think Bill Belichick's going to know a thing or two about how to defend Tom Brady? And then also, Josh McDaniels is one of the best offensive minds in the league. He's going to find a way to attack this defense. New England, they're going to be ready. They're going to be out for blood, and Tampa Bay has to go there after playing your Los Angeles Rams in Los Angeles. That's the game I'm watching right now, man. And it's going to be on Sunday Night Football, prime time. We know about the prime time woes up until, the Bucs finally figured out everything last year. That's number one right now on my radar.
That is going to be a good game. I don't even know what to be honest. It's going to be.
I've got it as an L right now. I'm not going to lie. I've got it as an L right now. I hate to say that, but I don't know, man.
There were two games that I've watched. Like I've watched them like 5 or 6 times. The Rams game and the Chicago Bears game were the two games that I watched that Tampa should have won those games.
Oh, 100%.
For all intents and purposes, they should have won both of those games. And I just can't see Jared Goff beating Tampa. I think Tampa beat themselves. And not to take anything away from the defense or the offense for the Rams, but I feel like if Tampa has their offense and defense on point, they win that game going away. Chicago Bears game, same thing. They should not have lost those games, but those are games they lost. And I think those were character building games that made them kind of take a step back and revisit everything and put everything in perspective. I do not see Tampa losing to Chicago. I don't see it. It may happen, but I just don't see it.
No, and that was my rallying cry going into the not the New England. Sorry, they're still in my mind. Going into the Green Bay game after the Chicago game was, if you went back and watched the tape against Chicago in that meeting, the Bucs were making plays all over the field. It was just the penalties that killed them. They should have won that game easily going away. Regardless, they were still figuring things out at the time. They've got things figured out now. At least they showed us that. But man, I mean, just that New England game scares me. But then also the game right up there, and this is just more because it's at the end of the year and there are going to be a lot of playoff implications on the line for both teams. It's got to be week 14 against the Bills. I mean, that's
the Bills Mafia.
Dude, and imagine them in Raymond James. That is going to be so awesome. So many tables.
There are going to be broken tables everywhere.
Everywhere. Just RIP tables, man. Start stocking up on them now because you won't be able to find them.
You know what? I've been thinking about this. I've been thinking about this a lot. I would almost rather go to a Bills game than going to this. As much as I hate the Cowboys, I would love to be at a Bills game. I would love to see the Bills. Oh, yeah. Their fan base is so much energy, and you can't hate these guys.
Dude, I was hoping the season opener, and shout out to Frank G. He said Stafford for the Rams. Yeah, Gene was referencing.
I know.
Gene was referencing the game last year for Goff. That's what he was referencing.
Yeah.
But exactly. Going back to the Bills, I was just praying they would be the season opener. It just makes so much sense. And could you imagine Bills Mafia coming to Tampa Bay for the season opener? Oh my God! I mean, I'm already planning on being there.
I'm here to tell you, man, because those guys would be drunk in that Tampa heat. As much as those guys drink over in Buffalo, they come to Tampa. That Tampa heat, I'm telling you what,
sap it right out of them.
When it gets over 78 degrees, people will drop like flies.
They'll have to hit the Cigar City High Lie in order to keep the buzz going. They won't be able to drink that Bud Light or that Michelob Ultra. It'll just be water,
they can't. They're not in.
Right out of the pores.
Tell you, they better be prepared, because I'm telling you what, that Tampa heat is nothing to play with.
Hell no, it's not.
If you've never experienced it, you're in. You better be ready for it.
My first day at Bucs training camp back in 2018, I didn't wear a dry fit shirt. I wore a straight up cotton collared shirt.
Did you wring it out? Done.
It looked like somebody took me by my ankles and just dumped me into a vat. I mean, I was miserable. I almost went home. I was like, I got to play through the pain. Got to play hurt. But dude, I mean, like my eyes, I've already got ginger eyes as it is. I mean, y'all can see how pale I am. Like my eyes, I don't know if y'all know ginger eyes.
I don't know.
Ginger eyes when they have overexposure to the sun.
Listen, that's stereotypical. I'm not going there. I'm not touching it. But go ahead.
Oh, bro, hey, I'm redheaded, so I mean it's all good. But I'm just saying, whenever you've got super pale skin around your eyes and the sun just beats on them for hours and hours, so it just feels like somebody's slowly closing them. Yeah, dude, I look like I got stung by about 6 bees in the face after that first training camp day.
So are you going to get to make it to any of the camps? I think that's on my list too. Right now, where I'm at, I'm looking at one home game, 2 away games, and hopefully a camp. I'm hoping to kind of fit that in somehow. I got the PTO, and I've got my shots. I'm vaccinated, so I just want to make up for lost time and get in here and enjoy all this, man. Because you know what? Who knows when we're going to get to experience this again? And all those years of futility, man. We've got to get in here and enjoy this now.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to try to make it down for training camp. If I go down, it'll probably be for about a week, and then I'm hoping to hit the majority of the Bucks road games because obviously me living up in Nashville, it's tough for me to get down to Tampa. But I'm a 7-hour drive from New Orleans and Charlotte, and then I'm 3.5 hours from Atlanta. I'm 8 hours from New York, so I'm hoping that I can hit a bunch of road.
You're at the hub, aren't you?
Dude, yeah, it's nice to be in this area. It's all about a day's worth of driving, so all I got to do is take a Monday off. I'm not missing too much work, all that other stuff. So, yeah, that's the hope this year. But COVID obviously has impacted a lot of things. We'll see how all that goes. But so far, so good in terms our own Josh Allen. He's getting his mini camp credentials approved and all that good stuff. So far, so good. So I don't see anything changing in that regard.
Yeah, 100%, man. And that's why I want to get down there and just get to hang out with the fans. I missed that last year, and it was very depressing that I didn't get to do that. The past couple of years we've been traveling to Europe, so I haven't really been able to go to any football games because I've been out of the country. But I'm back. I'm ready to do this.
I'm back.
I know this. I know this is probably going to cost me a fucking house note going to this Rams game. I'm sure the Rams want like $1.5 billion for a nosebleed seat or something like that. Their crappy ass stadium. And I'm here to tell you, unless your stadium has a pirate ship, fuck your stadium.
I gotta agree, but hey, Las Vegas has a damn nightclub in theirs now, and that's pretty badass, dude. That's pretty.
Yeah, it is. When your stadium looks like one of those remote vacuum cleaners, those things called a Roomba. The big Roomba is what they need to call a stadium in Vegas. Don't nobody care about that stadium, man. No, I'm telling you what, man. Unless you got a pirate ship that fires cannons. That makes people cringe and duck, and unless you have something like that, you're not bringing anything to the table.
I mean, I gotta agree. And the selling point is the firing of the actual cannons, actual saying "fire the cannons." I mean, you can't beat that, man. It's orgasmic at the end of the day.
It really is, man. When they get into the 20-yard line, when they get into the red zone,
fire the cannons
go off. Boom, boom.
And hearing Gene Deckerhoff say it just makes it even so much better.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and when you watch the guy next to you jump out of his skin because he's hearing cannon fire, I mean, that's the beautiful thing right there. I love it. And it's cool to sit into the visitor section and watch those guys just like jump out of their skin and freak out when they hear the cannons. And, I'm like, oh, yeah.
Dude, the best part. And this sounds crazy because I've been a fan for like 28 years or whatever it is now, but I finally got to go to my first game in 2017, and it was the season finale against the Saints, and they were talking so much shit that entire game, and the Bucs had already scored, so they knew about the cannons, but it was so sweet when Chris Godwin caught the game-winning touchdown, and then boom, and all we're like, oh my god! So like, not only did we win like that on fourth down, but I got to watch a bunch of Saints fans piss themselves, so it was great.
Exactly, and they're running to the trunk to get all their gats out of their trunks and stuff, man. Hey, it's just the cannons. You're not used to it, right. Don't be Tampa. But again, there are so many games so many different storylines. I think for me, one of the most intriguing is the Jameis Winston storyline with here this guy is, this is his position to lose right now with the New Orleans Saints. And what's he going to do? I mean, is he going to be I believe that a quarterback that's been in the league 4 to 5 years, when you see what they do and they show you who they are, that's who they are, and you believe it. I've seen Jameis Winston. I know that Jameis Winston, when he gets excited, he gets emotional, he gets hyped up, and he gets out of control, and he makes a lot of mistakes. He can't hone his emotions until the fourth quarter. I'll put it that way. And that's kind of what I've found with him. And I'm really curious to see what he's gonna do with a new team and a wide receiver that runs slants and thinks he's the greatest wide receiver in the world. And you got rid of one of your monster tight ends, and I don't know, what are they gonna do? They're gonna go to Tebow Jr. to be your tight end, or how's that all gonna work out?
No, I agree with everything you said, except for I don't think it's his job to lose, man. I think it's Taysom Hill's job to lose. And this is something I've said before the start of last year. They're paying him. Now, granted, his contract's been adjusted and all that stuff, but he's like a $16 million cap hit this year.
Right.
So they've invested in Taysom Hill. And
you know what? And I want to jump in here real quick, because I totally get what you're saying with the money. But when you look at the scheme, Taysom Hill is most dangerous when he's coming in. He's a wild card. You put him at tight end. You put him in the slot. You put him at running back. Wherever you put him, that basically your defensive coordinator doesn't scheme against this. Like when the Wildcat was first introduced to the NFL. This is what Taysom Hill reminds me of, because I've seen very few teams game plan for Taysom Hill. They're just like, okay, when he's out there, we'll cover him the best that we can. But when you got Taysom Hill under center, you pretty much taken him out of he's no longer an offensive weapon. You put him in a scheme and you can game plan for him at that point.
Yeah, so, no, I don't disagree there at all. I do think he's better moved around the offense, however.
100%. And that's being the wild card is what makes him dangerous.
Right, but going back to Sean Payton's scheme, his scheme is West Coast. His scheme is dink and dunk. I mean, we saw with Drew Brees. Now, granted, Drew Brees did take shots down the field, and there were plays that were called vertical plays and all that. Granted, all that good stuff. Right. But it's more of a West Coast-based scheme, and Taysom Hill is more mobile than both Jameis Winston and Drew Brees. It brings a different element, helps Alvin Kamara, also helps out the receivers as Mike Thomas, old slam boy. But regardless, I think if Sean Payton and the Saints thought that Jameis Winston was the guy or is the guy, we would have seen it last year whenever Drew Brees went down.
100%.
And that never came to fruition. And Taysom Hill played well during that time as well. Now, I'm not saying Jameis Winston isn't the future after 2021, but just right now, man, I think it's Taysom Hill's job to lose. And this could be the fall of Taysom Hill this year by week 6. You know, Jameis could be the starter. But just right now, I say it's Taysom Hill.
I guess when Drew Brees went down, and I'm sorry we're talking about the Saints. We'll get off. We'll stop talking about them momentarily. But what I found with Taysom Hill is when defensive coordinators were able to game plan for him, he's our quarterback. He's not going to be this wild card guy that comes out on the field and plays in different positions.
Right.
They were able to deal with him a little bit better. I think the defense, as underrated, and I can't believe I'm saying this. When you compare defense and offense, the defense was very much underrated compared to what the offense was. Michael Thomas was out. You didn't have him on a consistent basis. There were some other players that were inconsistent, but the defense was probably the most consistent component of the New Orleans Saints.
100%. Yeah.
So when you're looking at Taysom Hill, all he had to do was get out of his own way, because defensive coordinators are planning for it. They're game planning for him. They know this guy is not going to be like coming in here sporadically, and we're going to have to look for him to find where he's at to make sure that he's covered. He just comes in and he's under center. So I think when defensive coordinators have a chance to game plan for this guy, I do not see him as a weapon, as a threat like he was as, coming in as a wild card. I just don't. I don't think he's a good quarterback. I would rank him right down there with Tim Tebow.
I definitely get what you're saying, and I do agree, and you're definitely on to something when you say having a better team around him essentially helped elevate his game. And we saw that over the last few months, the New Orleans Saints have lost a lot of those guys that were around him, both on offense and defense, because you can't say that a good defense doesn't help out a quarterback. So if a team loses key players on defense, it hurts that quarterback. But I will just say this at the end of the day. When he came in for those 4 games last year, he averaged right around so the Denver game, he went 9 of 16 for 78 yards and 1 pick. But that was when Denver was starting a receiver at quarterback. They didn't really need him, so on and so forth. But regardless, let's go ahead and include that game. Including that game, he averaged right around about 200 yards a game passing, but that's because he had 78 in that one. He completed over 63% of his passes, and he had 4 touchdowns to 2 interceptions, and 3 of those 4 games had a quarterback rating of over 100. So, I mean, the guy can play, and I mean, at the end of the day, for me, it's Sean Payton. Sean Payton knows how to coach players, and that's why I think Jameis Winston has a shot at having success in New Orleans. But I'll
100% agree with you, but I honestly believe that Jameis Winston has shown you who he is. We've seen it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We've seen it in college. We've seen it in the pros, and they have set him up with some decent players. They've set him up with a decent offensive line. I mean, you got Mike Evans, for God's sakes. The guy he helped his quarterback get a Heisman Trophy. I mean, you've got players around you. I understand that. I would, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm going to go on record saying this. I just see Jameis Winston as Jameis Winston, just like Joe McCoy was Joe McCoy after he got that contract in 2013. Joe McCoy is just who he is. You know,
one of my favorite things, and when I say favorite things, I mean favorite things to make fun of, is to see the people, and I've seen some people who cover the Saints, some legitimate people who I have respect for that cover the Saints say this. Outside, and there's also Tampa Bay, Jameis Winston fans. But my favorite thing to see is when people say that Sean Payton did not play Jameis Winston over Taysom Hill last year because he didn't want the NFL to know about Jameis Winston. It's like, dude,
so
there's like 5 years of starting tape on this guy. You don't. Yeah. What is there to hide? If he has a third
what does Warren Sapp say? Tape don't lie,
dude. It's like, what is there to, unless he's got a third arm growing out of his rib cage, unless he's Goro walking out here, like there's nothing to hide from them.
Exactly.
Please stop with that insanity.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, right now, this is make or break for Jameis Winston. This is the only way. This is the only way Jameis Winston gets a max contract, whether it's with the New Orleans Saints or with another team. It's got to happen this year. And I don't
disagree with that. I don't disagree with that.
I just don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it either. Yeah.
I just, like I said, his decision making is frustrating for me. It was frustrating as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan. I just don't see it happening. And again, they're going to go up against, their fan base, the Saints fan base. They don't have grip with reality. They're talking about winning the NFC South 5 times or 4 times. And nobody's talking about all the times that you squandered opportunities in the playoffs to win a goddamn Super Bowl because it just didn't happen. And let's talk about that. Yeah, we went to the Super Bowl how many times? And how many fucking Super Bowls did you get out of it?
Exactly. Yep. I mean,
when I listen to Karen Jordan and Alvin Kamara and all those other clowns over there, and they're all doing all this, but you know what? How many Super Bowls do they have in their trophy case from the time that Karen Jordan was here up until now? Exactly.
Love it, man. I love it.
So, again, they're mad because Tampa took the most of their opportunity and they went through the playoffs. They beat teams on the road and won at home. Yep. That's what you do.
That's what you do, and that's why everybody's talking about him right now. I can't wait for the schedule release in like 9 minutes, man.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible. But, I want to ask you this. So what do you think about them leaking the schedule? How do you feel
I'm
about
okay with it. I mean, at the end of the day,
it's Twitter, it's the internet, it's going to happen.
Right. Well, and speaking of which, I got to probably hop off after this to get everything ready for the website. But I mean, as much as I love the NFL schedule release, I do see what people mean when they say it's overrated. However, I don't give a damn. Like you said, it's like Christmas on your birthday, man. Anytime we can get one step closer to the actual NFL season,
yeah,
I'm in favor of it. So I love it at the end of the day. But yeah, I love it. I want
to ask you one thing before you go. I want to get your opinion on this.
Yeah.
Whenever a team hosts the Super Bowl, shouldn't they? Do you feel like they should host the draft?
Dude, I like that a lot. Actually, I get why the NFL needs to plan it ahead. Because they want to figure out schematics, all that other crap, and you got to make sure the city's capable to hold it. But yeah, I do like that a lot. That would be
because you're pretty much. What do I want to say? You're pretty much promoting where the host city for the Super Bowl is going to be. So if you have the Super Bowl, let's say in Los Angeles, for instance, you got the Super Bowl in Los Angeles. You're hosting it here. Have the draft in Los Angeles. That way, when you open up the season, because to me, the NFL draft is opening up the season. I don't care about free agency. Free agency is what it is because you can't really encapsulate free agency to make it something big. But when you have the draft, you have people coming from all these super fans, everybody coming to a certain location. Why not make it where the Super Bowl is going to be played at the end of the year? This is where you open up the NFL season. The Super Bowl is where you close the NFL season and you talk about what's going on there in between. I think it's a foolproof idea.
No, it's great. It's a great idea. I think the one thing they have to do is they have to, because just going off of what I know had to happen in Nashville for them to get it, they had to you got to plan ahead at the end of the day. You got to make sure you got room for the stage and all that other stuff. You got to make sure traffic flows, hotels. I mean, there's so much that goes into it. But I mean, dude, if there was a way they could make it happen like that, I would be for it all the time. And they're a $1 billion business. Why shouldn't they be able to figure it out?
Exactly. I mean, the Super Bowl is the crown jewel of the NFL. It's the crown jewel. So if you've got the draft and you're starting it out and you're promoting and you're pumping it and pumping it and pumping it, and you're pushing everybody to look, okay, we've got Los Angeles as the host city for the Super Bowl. That's the way it should be.
Hey, Roger Goodell makes $40 million a year, so no reason to think he can't get it figured out. So time to get to work, buddy.
That's right. You know what, man? I work for free. I
was there for free. Yeah,
for beer and wine. Yeah, hook me up, man. I will help you make this happen. But anyway, hey, you know what, Evan? Next week, I would like to get you on when I get KB back. Unfortunately, folks, KB got his vaccination, and I think he's not adjusting to 5G yet, or 6G, whatever network he's on after that microchip they pumped into his arm. We don't know what that is yet, but he'll be back next week. Evan, thank you so much for stepping in short notice. Right now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and let you jump off. I know you have some articles. Can you give the listeners an idea of what kind of articles you have popping off tonight?
A lot of schedule release stuff. So obviously we'll put out the details on the schedule release, and then tomorrow I'll have out the top 5 games. A storyline from each matchup right now as everything stands. And then I'm also going to have, hopefully, I haven't checked it out just yet because I was at work earlier, but I'm going to watch the Bucks UK interview with Ali Marpet. Hopefully I can get a couple good quotes out of that and get something to write about. So
shout out to
that as well.
Hey,
shout out to Bucks UK. Those dudes do excellent work.
Hey, you see my...
Yes, sir. I see it. And when I say over there, I mean like over there.
I'm just telling you, not everybody in the United States could get one of these.
Dude, like, oh no, that's special right there. And it's funny because those dudes work like harder than most like people here. So it's just
awesome. They've been around since the 80s.
Yeah, man. It's awesome what they do. So
yeah, it really is. Hey, Evan, thank you so much, man. As usual, man, you are a friend of the show. You are family. Anytime you decide that you want to come on, man, just jump on here. and let's make it a party.
Let's do it, man. We'll talk soon.
All right, my friend. I will holler at you later. All right, that was Evan Winter, one of my closest friends. In this Bucks universe that we have here. If you'll notice, I did drop a link in here for StreamYard. If you want to jump on here with me for the last 40 minutes, I'm actually going to take calls as well. Let's see. Oh, yeah, he does find a way to blow the game. 813-358-8154. I actually have the phone lines open right now. I would love for somebody to call in. Frank G, you got your shirt, bro. Call in, man. 813-358-8154. Let's talk about, your thoughts on the schedule. I know there are a bunch of live streams that are getting ready to happen here very shortly. I'm telling you, man, this is exciting times, and we're going to get to enjoy some games. I think we're on the back end of this pandemic thing. For those of us that have gotten the vaccinations or whatever, I'm excited. I want to hang out with you guys. I want to talk with you guys, and make the most out of this, to be very honest. So let's see. And I do have the phone lines are open, and hopefully I can get somebody to call in. I know it looks like Frank G got his Smack Apparel t-shirt. I know Mr. Williams got his Smack Apparel t-shirt, and next week I will be giving away one more of the Beat Down in the Bay Smack Apparel t-shirts. Those shirts are freaking amazing. I'm here to tell you, amazing. You know why? Because Tampa went in and did what they had to do, and that's what it all comes down to. And you know what? I really believe they're going to do it again this year. I strongly believe that. So, wait a minute, I got a call. All right, you are live on Buck What You Heard. Who am I speaking with? Yo, give me 1 second here. Don't hang up. I'm about to fix this to where I could get you on here. Because for some reason. All right, give me 1 second here, and don't hang up. I got you, I got you, bro. All right, hold on 1 second, because this is dope. This is dope that you're calling in, and I appreciate you calling in. Let's see here. Okay, I think I got you here. Okay, Frank G, you there?
Right. Yeah, I'm here, man.
All right. Hey, man, thank you. Thank you so much for calling in. So what do you think of the shirt?
I like it, man. I really like it. It's cool. I can't wait to wear it. So I'll send you a picture of it too.
Yeah, yeah, definitely hit me up with that. I want to make sure everybody can hear me. Give me a second here. Okay, right. Can everybody hear? Can everybody hear Frank on the line? Man, thank you so much for your patience with all this. We finally got all this all worked out. I'm hyped about the shirt. Were you surprised when you got it?
Yeah, when I was surprised, I saw the package and I don't know what it was, and I opened it up and I'm like, "Oh, it's my shirt." And I was pretty happy.
So are you wearing it?
No, I'm not wearing it right now, but I'm gonna wear it. Probably tomorrow. I'm gonna wear it. I'm not wearing it now.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, but I was pretty excited. So, it's cool, man. I like it.
Well, my whole thing is to let people know that, when we do this contest, we do the 60-second SmackDown, that, the shirt is legit. You do get a shirt.
Yeah, definitely, man. So that was pretty cool surprise.
Mr. Williams texted me today. He's like, "Hey, man, I got my shirt." I'm going to make sure that if folks, if you've played the game and you haven't got your shirt, let me know, because I'm old and I forget stuff. So there's that. Look at my man KB right here. KB took the night off, but he's in the chat. He's in the house. That COVID shot put him under the bus right there. Then he got hit by the bus, and they put it in reverse and ran over him again on that bus. So I don't know.
Yeah, I was the same when I got my second shot. Same thing.
Bro, that shot is no joke. I'm here to tell you. I mean, I was up all night. I could count every hour on the clock where I was just up. But enough about the shots.
Yeah.
We are in a different realm right now, bro. Are you going to be at the Rams game?
I'm hoping I could buy tickets. I'm hoping they're not that expensive, and I definitely want to go to that game. Definitely want to go because I went 2 years ago when they played at the Coliseum, and that was a pretty cool game. I know the
Buckaholics. The Buckaholics are legit, man, and they put together one of the best. They put together one of the best tailgates I've ever attended. I mean, and I would put their tailgates up against what we have in Tampa, to be very honest.
Oh yeah. So I'm hopeful I could go to that game. At least go to the game, and then I know like 2 years ago they had a tailgate in a house somewhere in a house in LA. Alcoholics. I didn't go to, but I know Warren Sapp showed up. I saw the videos. That was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
And you know what? They came to Phoenix, and we were all hanging out in Phoenix, and it was just like there were Cardinals fans that said we faced the 49ers, we faced the Seattle Seahawks, and we faced the Rams, and nobody tailgates like the Buccaneers do. And this was a season ticket holder.
Cool, man.
Season ticket holder said this to me.
Oh wow.
Yeah. He said, I've been going to these games, I don't know how long, and I've never seen a tailgate where they converge on a stadium like the way this group has done. So it made me proud. I mean, I'm always down. I'm down. You know, my guy Rex and Felix are basically the captains here in the Arizona area. And you know what? It's incredible what they've been able to put together. So other than the Rams game, for you, what is the biggest game that you're looking forward to for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
It has to be the Bucs versus the Patriots. Going back to that's going to be an intriguing game. It's going to be, I think, it's going to be up there. You know, one of the games.
Yeah, and everybody, you know, this is subjective. This isn't like, oh, you know, there's no wrong answer here. For me, probably, you know, I want to see the Chicago Bears. I want the Bucs to beat the hell out of the Chicago Bears. As much as I hate Dallas, I think Tampa, if they go out and play the way they played last year, they beat the hell out of Dallas. Okay. So I'm not going to trip about that game. I think probably the biggest game for me would be that Rams game, because the Rams is going to be a benchmark for where Tampa is when you talk about that defense. And you look at the upgrade in quarterbacks with Matt Stafford. I don't know if it's really an upgrade or a downgrade. Time will tell what he can do and how he really gels with that offense. So I can't say for sure that that's going to be a big game until we can see what Matt Stafford does with the offense that he has.
Yeah, but the full schedule hasn't come out yet, right? Correct?
I think they just NFL schedule release. I'm looking right now, and I think they just released it here. So I got to get on.
I haven't seen online, so
yeah, I'm looking right now. Yep, the schedule's out. So I see the Squealers got their schedule out. It looks like the Cardinals got theirs out. Let me see what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have real quick. And I don't want to take anything away from. There are going to be some really good podcasts tonight, some great live streams that will be covering this. So I don't know what I don't know what's on your rotation, but I'm super, super excited about this, man. I mean, this is like Christmas Day right here, and it's gonna be exciting. And you know what? Because we will get opportunities to go to some of these games. I'm looking at the prices on some of these tickets, and I guess I'll probably have to put my son up for adoption and try to pay for that game in Los Angeles. But, again, the Rams don't have a pirate ship or cannons in their stadium, so it's definitely not better than going to Raymond James.
Right.
So there is
that. Definitely. Yeah, definitely want to check that new stadium, the SoFi Stadium.
Oh yeah. As much time as they've wasted on it, I'm really curious to see what they have.
Yeah.
And
me too.
So for you, with everything that's been going on this week, what's been the highlight for you as a Bucks fan? Probably getting that shirt.
Getting the shirt, yeah. Getting the shirt. The schedule release, of course.
Are there Chiefs fans? Are there Chiefs fans around where you live at?
Nah, no Chiefs fans.
Yeah, because they suck. You know what? Because they just came about in the past 3 years.
Yeah, it's mainly Rams fan now. Now they move.
Bro, you have got to wear that shirt all weekend, man. Just plan it out and just be like, wherever you can go where people can see that shirt, you've got to take pictures, man. I mean, if you, how close are you to the stadium?
If driving maybe about with no traffic, maybe about 30 minutes.
Can you get a picture for Buck What You Heard? Because I will use this picture. I'm going to use this in my collage, but I want to get a picture of you in that beat down in the Bay shirt spot, given out by Smack Apparel. I would love to get a picture of you in front of the stadium rocking that shirt, man.
In front of SoFi, yeah. I'm gonna go check it out. If I could get in, I don't know if it's gated or not, but like the entrances. But I'm gonna go check it out.
Yeah, if you can do that, man, that would be great, because you know what, we're celebrating winning the Super Bowl all the way up until the Super Bowl starts.
Yeah,
we are the defending Super Bowl champions, and we need to act like it, and we need to enjoy this as much as we can. So if you get a chance to, it's I would love to see a picture with you rocking that beat down in the Bay shirt, because I can promise you right now, I'm going to go on record saying this: Kansas City's not going to they're not showing up at the Super Bowl this year unless they're buying goddamn tickets. It's going to be some other team out there that's going to beat them. They're not the same.
Yeah.
When they took that ass whooping at Raymond James Stadium, they're not the same team anymore. Trust and believe when I tell you that.
Oh, that was brutal, man. That was a brutal beatdown.
Yeah. The shirt, the t-shirt, beat down in the Bay with the most iconic deuces I've ever seen. And I have to ask you this real quick before I let you go. Last question.
Yeah.
So, do you remember Derek Brooks getting the interception that pretty much sealed the game? And you remember Antoine Winfield Jr. dropping the deuces on Tyreek Hill. What was more iconic for you? What was that real game-sealing play that was like iconic for you? Was it Derek Brooks getting that interception, or was it Antoine Winfield Jr. saying, "Hey, I shut you down the whole game. We out. Peace."
It's the peace sign, because Tyreek Hill did in week 12, I think.
Yes, exactly. Week 12. That was week 12. Exactly.
Yeah, week 12. Yeah, that has to be more iconic because Tyreek went crazy in the first half and
the first quarter. Excuse me.
Like the ultimate,
the first quarter.
Exactly, the first quarter. That has to be like the ultimate revenge right there, like the ultimate payback. Like
exactly.
So
you've got this. You're rocking this Smack Apparel shirt, and it's got the score on both sides of it, and you can see Tyreek Hill didn't have nothing to say. He didn't have no response. I mean, he didn't get mad or anything. He's like, damn, they did shut us down.
Yeah.
That was pretty much his demeanor that I took from the game. That was his demeanor. Dang, it shut us down. And then this dude dropped the peace sign on me as he's walking off the field. Now, the reason I say this is iconic for me is because now you've got the guy that I used to want to be in the Bucs Ring of Honor for being the what I thought was the best general manager. No more. Richard McKay has gone to the competition committee saying that this was taunting. No, this wasn't taunting. Taunting is when you're up and you're winning and you drop the peace sign on somebody because they couldn't stop you. If you want to say that, if you want to say that something was wrong, that was fundamentally wrong. I didn't see anything wrong with either way, because as safeties, as a secondary, the Bucs should have shut his ass down. But at the end of the day, if Tyreek Hill is that guy, Tyreek Hill should have been able to score or do whatever he needed to do. So I don't have a problem. I think they wash each other out, and I don't think the competition committee should be involved with this.
Right, that's true. That's definitely true.
I don't know. That's just my opinion. I think that it was dope that, they got the opportunity to do that. And it's probably going to replace, for me, Derek Brooks' interception, game-sealing interception in that first Super Bowl win that the Bucs got. I think what Antoine Winfield Jr. did, he's like, listen, you got me that first game, but we got you when it counts, motherfucker. We out.
I got you, yeah. Exactly, yeah.
And you got the shirt to prove it, man. There you go.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
All right, man. So I got to ask you, what is your favorite podcast out there right now?
Fuck what you heard, man.
There we go, baby. I'm telling you what, man. Me and you are going to link up, and we're going to do a shot together at that Rams game. I promise you.
Oh, definitely. Hey, I'm looking forward to it, man. Definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're going to going to Mexico next week, man. Bring back some tequila. Hopefully, I can, we could celebrate over in Los Angeles.
Hell yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be definitely fun.
Yeah, there we go, man. All right. So, hey, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for calling in. I'm going to see if I can get somebody else on here.
All right. Sounds good, man.
All right, man. Thanks a lot.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right. And that's what I'm talking about. You got people from all over that are, getting to call in and talk about the Buccaneers. The phone lines are open, 813-358-8154. We've got a few minutes left here. We've got Harry the Greek, the over and under with Harry the Greek on deck here pretty soon on Bucs Report. And again, I want to thank Smack Apparel. This was exciting. We got to surprise some listeners with some of the Smack Apparel swag. And to me, that's exciting right there, man. When you're able to do something like that. And I love their site, man. Smack Apparel has always been good to me. Just as we've, progressed this season and last season. So again, man, this is super exciting for me. And they're based out of Tampa, so whatever we can do to really show just what's going on in Tampa, it's greatly appreciated. So what I want to do, let's see, give me a second here. I think I'm going to try to share a screen here. Let's see, share a screen with share a screen. Let's see. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to share the screen. So again, this is what I'm talking about right here with Smack Apparel at smackapparel.com. They got the Bay of Champions. I love this shirt, man. This shirt is dope as hell. Bad Boy for Life, Champa Bay. I mean, come on, man. You can't help but love these shirts. If you get a chance, get out here and get one of these shirts. And you can't go wrong here. You got the 813. You got the 813. You got the road trip shirt. 31-9, game over. Again, man, just rep your team, rep the Buccaneers. I mean, that's what Smack Apparel is about. And again, Smack Apparel, if you're not a Bucs fan, you don't have to be a Bucs fan, but it kind of helps if you are. We've got Cardinals. We've got every shirt, I think, even with the exception of, let's see what New Orleans has. Yeah, fuck New Orleans. We ain't looking to see what New Orleans has. So they've got NFL football, you've got college, you've got baseball, you've got hockey. And let's see what we're speaking of Rays fans. I love the Rays shirts, man. This is dope, man, right here. Bay of Champions. I mean, this is exciting right here. I want to party like it's 2004. And again, man, this is what I love about this, So guys, if you get a chance, get out here to smackapparel.com and check out what they have, man, because they've got a lot of cool stuff here, and I think you would greatly appreciate this. So that's kind of what I had right there. So let's stop sharing right now. But that's pretty much it for me. I wanted to get on here and okay, Christopher Cole got one. Christopher Cole, what shirt do you have from smackapparel.com? Just curious. Ben Parrish, I love Ben Parrish, has so much passion. I would love to get this guy on and just like guest co-host with us at some point. Ben Parrish, you are always welcome to Karen Jordan. There you go. Fuck Karen Jordan. Oh, wow. We got a caller here. Hold on. Let's see who this is. All right. You are live on Buck What You Heard. Who do we got tonight? Okay. You're live on Buck What You Heard. Who we got tonight? Oh, I'm not hearing anybody. Call back in. I'll stay on a little bit longer. Call back in, please. All right, we'll see if we can get him back on again. You know what? I hate Karen Jordan. As some people call him Cam, but I call him Karen. He's always got excuses. He's had excuses for the last 4 years, and they squandered every opportunity that the Saints have squandered every opportunity they've had in the playoffs to get to the Super Bowl. So I don't want to hear from anybody about the New Orleans Saints and what they've done or what their accomplishments done. Hey,
yes,
you are live on Buck What You Heard. Who we got?
You already know.
Hey, what's going on, my friend? How you doing?
What's happening, brother? How are you?
I'm doing good, man. So did you get your Smack Apparel t-shirt beat down in the Bay?
Yes, sir.
Are you wearing
when
it?
I get a chance, no, not yet. I'm gonna take a picture and I'm send it to you.
I would appreciate that, man. And I know the folks at Smack Apparel will appreciate it as well.
Championship hat at 3-9, 31-9.
That's right, because they beat that ass.
Yeah, because I'm put that on too, but on this here, Dak Prescott.
What did he walk into?
I got a bunch of hungry wolves. They hungry.
They're ready to go.
I know it ain't gonna be really hard, but I'm looking at probably, I might be wrong, I want to say 16-2.
You know what?
Because I don't see us splitting with our rivalries. I don't. Now one of them. I don't see us splitting with now one of our rivalries.
This is my thing, Mr. Williams. This is my thing right here. As long as the Bucs stay healthy throughout the season, the only people that can beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, right, of course, because we made that proven when we first played Mr. Patrick Mahomes.
That's right.
We beat ourselves.
Yeah.
We beat ourselves because if we would have had a little more time on the clock, we would have came back and won.
I really believe that the way they made adjustments in the second half translated into the second time that they faced them. Now, keep this in mind.
Yeah.
The Kansas City Chiefs have not beaten the Tampa Bay Buccaneers since '93.
Yeah.
Before that Week 12 game, they had not beaten the Tampa Bay Buccaneers since 1993. So keep that in mind, folks. And when people want to talk about what the Kansas City Chiefs did this and they did this and they did this, no. The Kansas City Chiefs have had a problem with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers since 1994 up until this year. And you know what? A broke clock is right twice a day. So I get that. But you know what? When it really counted, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers needed to do it. They went out and won that game in the Super Bowl at home. Uh-oh, I think we just lost Mr. Williams. But anyway, that's pretty much all I had tonight. I figured I would get a couple of phone calls up in here. Ben Parrish, hit me up on Facebook or Twitter or whatever you're on. I need to get you on. I really do need to get you on. I love your show. I not your show, but I love you coming in and talking about, the Buccaneers and having, competent conversation with everything. So Christopher Cole, same with you. You guys are always welcome to call in to Buck What You Heard. And, we're going to make the most of this. So I hope you guys can reach out to me on Facebook or Twitter. Hit me up. I'll get you on because I would love to talk to you guys. I think it's one of those things that I don't think I've ever actually seen a show where we've had you on, but I want to be the first if I can do that. And I will be getting the code. I'll be getting the code for 25% off of 25% off at Smack Apparel. And I believe, hold on, let me see. It's and I'm going to actually put this in the chat. And we're going to try this. Buck What You Heard, BWYH25. And hopefully you guys can use that to get 25% off at Smack Apparel. If you're not able to get through with that, and you're not able to get it to work, hit me up on Messenger. I've got my Messenger open. So, even though we're not following each other, hit me up, whether it's on Twitter or whether it's on Facebook or whatever, and I'll make sure we get you straight. But again, guys, thank you so much for checking us out. I want to thank Evan Winter. I want to thank Bucks Report. And first and foremost, Smack Apparel, love you guys. Love what you guys do. And, I just want you to know you guys are greatly appreciated. And that's pretty much it for me. I am out of here. Once again, that number BWYH, Buck What You Heard, 25, and get 25% off of a t-shirt over at Smack Apparel. But anyway, it's pretty much it for me. The iconic peace out. We out. And you'll see me again on Friday with Tampa Sports Bay as we cover the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and talk a little bit more in depth about the schedule. But anyway.